yn is equal to sine of xn. Okay, forget this question as of now. We will look into a simpler question. Okay, let's just start with a very simple question. Just forget this question, please. Just I will come to this question. All keep it written somewhere. We had some question yt equal to 1, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So let us have yn equal to 1. Yn equal to 1. Is the system linear?
No, ma'am.
So have you all got the answer?
Both of them will not be linear.
Just focus on yn equal to 1. Yn equal to sine xn will come to at the end of the class.
Ma'am,
It's
yn
not.
equal to 1, non-linear, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, non-linear.
Okay, that's correct. So those who have said they are correct, but let's just increase the problem complexity one by one. Suddenly, no need. I jumped into it. I'm sorry for that. Okay. Now let us look into the third problem. I'm not going into the explanation for yn equal to 1 because I believe most of you will be able to derive that. Now let us look at this problem. Yn equal to xn plus c.
Linear, ma'am.
Non-linear.
Non-linear.
Two
Ma'am,
school of
non-linear.
thoughts.
Yes, ma'am, non-linear.
Just look at the additivity property. If not homogeneity, just look at the additivity property. Will it be holding true?
No, ma'am.
When the input is
No, ma'am.
x1n plus x2n, the output should be x1n plus x2n plus c. Now, individually, if you give the inputs as x1n and x2n, the outputs will be
It will
x1n
come to
plus c. Yes, and x2n plus c. So, both given together is
non-linear.
x. Just give me a moment. Everyone, just work out this problem. I'll call you after. I will. I have got a call. So, have you checked out, everyone? Have you got seen how y xn plus c is not linear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now,
If C is equal
Now,
to 0, then it will be linear.
okay. So that means you mean to say when c yn equal to xn, the system is linear, is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So yn equal. Just a minute. Mm, yn equal to xn, that was one system. Another system is yn equal to mod xn. So yn equal to mod of xn. Yn equal to mod of xn is another system. This is by problem number 4.
It's linear for all the positive values separately, and for all the negative values, it is also linear. But we go from negative to 10, it will not be linear.
Ma'am, non-linear.
Non-linear.
So have you all obtained the same result? Which property fails here? Or both the property fails? Non-linear. Very good. Yes, this is non-linear. That's true. Now, everyone write in the chat box which property is failing, one or both. If you have checked for only one property, quickly check for the other property. Yes, additivity fails, true. But is the homogeneity failing or is it satisfying homogeneity? Additivity is failing, that's correct, everyone. But have you checked for homogeneity?
Homogeneity failing, ma'am.
Yes, that is also failing. Both are failing over here. Yes, great. So everyone, I know it's very quickly we check for additivity and we get the result. That is a very smart way to do, especially for the competitive exams. But just check for both the properties so that we learn the correct thing here. Everyone, those who have got additivity property, smart job, good job. That's the quickest way to check for linearity. So in this, homogeneity is also failing. See, homogeneity means kxn, scaling the input by k, a factor k or lambda say. When we pass it through this scale lambda yn, this will be lambda mod of lambda xn. But for the homogeneity property to be true, the lambda should be outside mod, because there is a lot of difference between 2xn and minus 2xn. If we scale the output, it should be 2yn 2 mod xn, but when we give the scaled input, it output is within the mod. So homogeneity property is failing and additivity is failing. That you all have answered. It's very good. I'm happy. Now there was question for the analog xt plus xt minus 1 or something like that, or a scaled version of that. I don't exactly remember. So let us look at the equivalent discrete signal, some equivalent function for that. So if we are doing something for the discrete signal but not the similar type of problem for the analog signal, everyone please do those things as homework. So let us look at yn is equal to 3xn plus 4xn minus 1. So we had something with xt and xt minus 1. Here we are having with xn and xn minus 1.
Ma'am, linear function. Linear.
We do have some answers, but let's wait for some time. If it satisfies only homogeneity property, write H. If it satisfies only additivity property, write A. If it is satisfies both the properties, that is, it is linear function, write L. So H or A or L in the chat box. Everyone. I'm very good. You people are responding very well right from the. I'm very happy you people are responding right from the beginning of the class. Wow, lots of people thinking this is linearity property. That's great. A, Milind, you have got A, additivity. Okay. Now, few more responses. Come on. Meanwhile, while other people are thinking, Milind, can you explain why you are thinking that it is not satisfying homogeneity property? Okay, that's correct. Okay, fine. So, can someone? So, I think Bipraditya has answered. Okay, okay, fine. So, Bipraditya, you have responded. Uh, so, let's go back. Let's listen to what Bipraditya has to say about it. Why do you think it is linear? Can you show us the working of your problem?
Ma'am, if we see the additivity property, then ma'am, x1 n plus we will get the 3 of x1 n plus x2 n plus 4 of x1 n minus 1 plus x2 n minus 1. So it will satisfy it. And ma'am, for homogeneity, if it yes, ma'am.
Yeah, can you please share the notebook?
Ma'am, actually my camera is not working right now, so.
Okay, fine, fine. So you have explained us well. So homogeneity property, can you please explain?
If we scale it by a factor of lambda, then we see that say lambda of means lambda into 3 of xn plus 4 of xn minus 1 and 3 lambda xn plus 4 lambda xn minus 1. So it will be the same. So
Okay, now can we have Malla Mohan Karthik? Malla Mohan, can you share your notebook where you can show us why you think that this is satisfying linearity property?
And the given signal follows both additivity and homogeneity.
Yes, you all are correct that this is a linear system, but
Ma'am, I'm unable
you have
to show my. Actually,
okay,
my
okay. Then let me see. Sudipta Bade? Only one Sudipta in class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Sudipta, can you please show us?
Wait for 2 minutes. Some moment, ma'am. I just join in my mobile, then I will share it.
Okay, okay. So while Sudipto is working on how to share the problem, let us look at some other system, okay? Uh, Now, all of you, you are supposed to write the yt is equal to 3xt minus 4xt minus 1 and verify if that is a linear system or not. So let us have this system. So this one is a twist. There is a twist in it. Yn is equal to 3xn minus 4yn minus 1. This is the sixth problem. Dear all, I'm going little slow. I know. Usually, if we go with PPTs, we go very fast, cover a lot of topics in a single day. May I request you all to give me more classes as we come to the end of the semester, so that we can work out more numericals and we can be thorough with the topic. Please give me some extra classes. Or if you say that I will, if you tell me to increase, quicken my pace, I will definitely do it. Remember that finishing your class ahead of schedule is really good for me, because that will give me a lot of free time, but I don't want to do it because this is a basic class. I really want to go a little slow so that you all can grasp the subject. Purvasha, if you people want me to quicken the pace, do let me know. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
So Purvasha does really nice things. She takes opinion polls and she sends me. So is that your idea, or the someone from the class suggested it?
Ma'am, it's better to go with majority.
That's right.
Ma'am, it's linear.
Yes, ma'am.
Someone wanted. We were waiting for someone to share the screen for the previous problem. So now I will be picking up people to share one. I have already picked up to share the fifth problem. Someone should be sharing the sixth problem and this first problem with us. Sixth and first, okay? Shall I give the seventh
Ma'am,
problem?
can I share?
Oh, Shudipto, yes, please go on.
Ma'am, can you see my notebook?
Yes, I can see your notebook. And if my voice is breaking, do let me know immediately.
No, ma'am. Now it is. You are audible properly.
Everyone, could you see Shudipto's notebook? There was a little problem. ky3x plus 4kx and minus 1. Okay, good. So it is satisfying the homogeneity property, because if we scale the output kyn, we get the input output to be 2kxn, sorry, 3k plus 4kxn. That's correct. Now, instead, if you just give scaled input kxn, what do you get at the output? Same output scaled by k. So homogeneity is satisfied. Now, when it comes to additivity, x1n and x2n. So for x1n as input, the output will be 3x1n plus 4 x1 n minus 1. To be so,
Yes, ma'am.
that you have done in two different lines. Na? First you have done for the additivity, then you have done for the homogeneity. Na?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So everyone, now you got the answer. Everyone has got the answer, but yes. So fifth problem done. Thank you, Shudipto.
Thank you.
Let's look for some people who can solve for the sixth problem. May I request you to raise your hands? Okay. Tanma has raised the hand. Let me see how many else. Sorry, Rahul, Shubhajit. Two people for the sixth problem. Shall we wait for a little more time so that we can get more people to raise their hand for the sixth problem? Okay, sixth problem is 3xn minus 4yn minus 1. Okay, since we all are engineers, sometimes it really helps us. If you all are budding engineers, it really helps us when we know what the output is and we can arrive at the reasoning quickly. It's not a good way, but sometimes this way works. So we should all be the engineers, we should be all aware of the jugaad techniques too, apart from the normal techniques. I believe that. So let us Rahul, Shubhajit, Rahul, do you think the sixth system is linear?
Yes, ma'am.
Is my voice cracking?
Now it's clear, ma'am.
Now it's okay.
Okay,
Uh,
sorry. So, Rahul, is the system linear or satisfies only the homogeneity or additivity property?
it's linear.
Shubhajit, is the system linear or satisfies only one property?
Ma'am, it's linear, ma'am.
Okay, so both of them are saying it's linear and they both are correct. So let's see. Shubhajit and Rahul, please lower. You may lower your hands. Will or okay, keep your hands raised. If anyone else finishes, they can also raise their hand. Okay. So Nishan has raised his hand. Okay, so let's. Aditya has raised his hand. Okay, fine. Purvasha has raised her hand. Good. People are raising their hands. So, but still, I will like Shubhojit and Nishan to share one properties with us. Nishan, Shubhojit, can you show the homogeneity property? And Nishan, can you show the additivity property?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, is it visible?
Yes, it is visible. But your friend should say that. N is equal to K. He is holding his notebook in front of the laptop, I think.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, can you just say it? Because not everything is visible. Can you
Okay,
read
ma'am.
out your
Can I
answer a
share?
little?
Can I share my screen?
Rahul, just a minute. Yes, just a minute. We'll come to you. These people, I think they don't usually raise their hands, so it's good. Very happy. Angana has also raised her hand. Shubhojit,
Yes, ma'am.
can you explain why do you think it is homogeneous?
Ma'am, just k into yn
Hmm.
equal to k into the 3xn minus k into 4yn. Sorry, 4yn minus 1.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay. Now, Nishan, can you show us the uh, additivity
Ma'am,
property?
I don't know if I have done it correctly, but what I have did is I have written yn plus y of n minus
Definitely,
1 into.
it's not a point to criticize people.
I have grouped it
Okay.
into capital
Rahul, can you
yn.
just
Like,
share? Okay, you have kept the yns on one side. You have rearranged the equation, is it? Yes, that
yes,
also
ma'am. Like,
works fine.
so now this is becoming a linear equation that capital Yn equal to
No,
3xn.
but no, not like that. You have to put the output. No, that's yn is equal to 3. So whenever you give y1n plus y2n, sorry, you have to keep it separate itself. Means LHS, you have to keep yn over here because the output is what delayed version of the current in output is a part of the output. Yn minus 1 is the delayed version of the current. Okay, Angana wants to show. Okay. Oh, okay, Angana, let's. Rahul, you will be showing the first one, yn equal to sine xn. Rahul.
Ma'am, can I show, ma'am?
Okay, Angana, you show us. Okay, Rahul had already shared the screen. Sorry. Then let us see who will be showing us the first one.
Now, which one should I share?
You shared the first sixth one, na Rahul?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, then let's go for someone else to share the first one. Those who can share the first one, that is yn equal to sine xn, please raise your hands. Okay, Angana, you have to rotate the camera, I think, a bit. Okay. Okay, good. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am.
Are the hands raised for sharing the problem 1? Yn equal to sine xn.
Ma'am, actually, I have done number 6 in a bit different way. So can I?
Yes, please share. So he is sharing the number 6 problem, which has been done in a different way. The rest of you,
Is it visible?
please look at his
I mean, my
screen.
screen is
Yes.
visible.
Yes, your screen is visible. Yeah, it's absolutely clear now. Can you read it
I've
out
just
for
ex-
me?
I've just expanded the forms. Like I have written yn1 as 3x n minus 1 minus 4 y n minus 2. And in this way, if we just expand the sequence, we get a linear sequence.
Where are you stopping?
Up to infinity, there is no stopping.
Yeah, that's what. It really becomes a problem to handle the infinite sequence.
But this
So
will be
don't,
linear
my,
as far as we continue.
yes, correct. This is linear, but sometimes it might get confusing. So you are correct though. But better to avoid this because without going up to infinity, this is done in a simpler fashion.
Okay.
This is correct. Whatever you have done, you can go up to that, but sometimes it becomes difficult to handle infinite sequence. That's all. Nothing that against your technique. But that doesn't mean that you won't be sharing alternate solutions with us. Everyone, you are requested to look for alternate solutions to various problems. Now, who will be showing us the problem number 1? Please raise your hand. Okay.
Can I
Shayanti,
show?
nah, not yet because Shayantika, can you share? Shayantika,
Yes, ma'am. Sharing.
please. Okay. Okay, Shubham is back after many days. He's always there in the class. He's back in form. I mean, he's always there in the class. Meanwhile, the seventh problem is on the board. That is yt is equal to ddt of xt.
Ma'am, is it visible?
Yes. Not holding true. Homogeneity is not holding true, and even additivity is not holding true. The system is not
Yes, ma'am.
linear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now, everyone, please work out the problem number 7, which says yt is equal to ddt of xt. And definitely, okay, let's keep this to be the last problem for the linearity that we will be solving. I will be putting up few more problems later.
Ma'am, it's linear.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, it's linear. It satisfies
Yes, ma'am.
both the properties.
Correct. It is a linear system. Great. Now we will be looking into time or shift invariant systems. So now if we have a system given, if we have been given a system, and if it's a linear system, how, what can we get the output? Is it, if we shift, it is basically when you are giving xn minus k, are you getting the equation corresponding to yn minus k? Is the shift system shift invariant? That is, if the input is shifted by k, is the output getting similarly shifted? So that is what you have to prove by, you have to check by this time invariance or shift invariance. Suppose if I have yt, a system, and this is equal to x1. So if I shift the output by k time units, uh, like LHS, so RHS is not that, it is always of x of 1. So it is not getting shifted. If this was x of t, so if I shift by k time units, this also LHS and RHS, like you check for the additivity and homogeneity. So this is, if it is xt, it will be shifted, suppose it gets shifted by k time units, but if it is x1, it is not shift invariant. Now why the system at y2? If it is shift invariant, I can shift the system, and I can know what will be the output, say at y of 5. If I know y2, I can shift my system to get y5.
Ma'am, please repeat.
The output. So this is very important. And now there are different systems which are called LTI. This is a very important concept. LTI, linear time invariant system. So what is this LTI system? LTI system is one which satisfies both the linearity and time invariance property. To check for linearity, you had checked for two properties, homogeneity and additivity. To check for LTI, you need to check for linearity and time invariance. The signal into various scaled and shifted impulse functions. So these systems are greatly useful for us. Let us look at few systems, and let us check if they are LTI or not. Suppose I have this xt. This will be my problem number 8. Yt is equal to xt minus 3. Is the system LTI? So if instead of xt I give the input as xt minus k, the output will be xt minus k minus 3. Now if I shift the output by y t minus k, the here also it is get shifted as xt minus k minus 3. So this is shift invariant. Now you have to check for the linearity. Just check if it is linear or not.
No, it's linear, ma'am.
Yes.
Linear.
Very good. So this is a very simple example of an LTI system. Let us complicate the problem a little more.
Ma'am, non-linear.
Is the system
It's
LTI?
not LTI.
Non-linear.
No, ma'am, not LTI.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now
It's not LTI.
is the system shift invariant? Yes, right? Cos xt minus k.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
The system is shift invariant. Now we are talking of this term. This sort of problems can be little confusing. T by 10. Time is divided by 10. Is it shift invariant?
No, ma'am.
Yes,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
No,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am.
It is shift invariant because this is t. So it will be t minus k by 10. Wherever t is there, you have to replace it by t minus k. That's all. It's not t by 10 minus k, it is t minus k by 10. So then the system will become shift invariant. This t, only this t will be replaced by t minus k, not the whole thing as t by 10. So there are few more properties. Let us look into those. One property is the causality. What is meant by causality?
Ma'am, for t less than 0, the value of the output is 0.
Yes, ma'am. Like the function should be causal function. Then it follows the property causality.
Okay, so a system is said to be causal if the present output depends only on present output yn depends only on present input, past input. This is this is a way of representation. Present is a function of present input, past input, and past output. I'm not writing the proper equation over here. If the, you can obtain the equivalent t also. If the present output is a function of present input, past input, inputs, there can be multiple inputs, and past outputs. That means nowhere the system is dependent on future input or future output. A system is said to be causal when the present input is a function of the past inputs, present input, past input, and past
Past out.
output. I equal to 0 to capital M. Do keep in mind this expression. You will come across this expression in your digital signal processing subject in your third year. Usually, myself and Dr. Anand Banerjee, we take that subject. Yn equal to sigma I equal to 0 to capital M ai x n minus I. That means how many past inputs. So if I equal to 0, we have this coefficient as a0. Why I'm putting ai? It's because I can have the scaled version of the present or the past inputs. N minus 0. So I equal to 0. So this is n minus 0, that is xn. What is that? That is the present input. Yn is a function of the present input xn when I is 1 or more than that. So this becomes what? A function. This includes the past inputs. Now look at this. X term is running from 0 to capital M. Y term is running from 1 to n. So that means n minus, if this is 0, this yn will become a function of itself. That's not done. So your n minus 1, which is a past output. Got it? A causal system is one which is a function of present output. The present output depends only on past and present input and past outputs. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so
Ma'am,
can you obtain?
Ma'am, can you repeat this?
Yes. Repeat this equation or the definition.
Ma'am, the explanation.
Okay, explanation. A causal system is one which is a function of the output. The present output is a function of the past. Causal system depends on present and past inputs and past outputs. Causality when the present output is a function of the present and past inputs and past outputs. So what I'm including? Present and past I'm including, but I'm excluding the future inputs or outputs. Then my system is said to be causal. When I start an experiment, I do very well know what can be the past output and what is the present input. But what will be there in the future, it is difficult for us to predict. So the system is not a causal system. So look at this expression, yn equal to sigma I equal to 0 to m ai x n minus 1. So this summation is running from I equal to 0. When I is 0, this is xn. That means my present input. When I is not equal to 0, say 1, 2, 3 like that. So this will be xn minus 1, xn minus 2. That means that is the past input. Now look at this y term. Y is, if j is equal to 0, that becomes yn. That's not done because we are evaluating yn. We are evaluating yn in terms of present and past inputs and past outputs. So it is n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 100, like that. So this expression says that yn is dependent on how many past input over here? Now it can
And
include all the past inputs also. So that in that case, m will be equal to infinity. Please, how many past inputs are included over here?
M
n minus n, n minus 1,
M
m
minus
plus
m minus 1.
n minus 1.
How many past outputs are included over here?
M minus 1.
n
N, ma'am, N.
N.
past
1 to n.
and n plus
Oh,
1
n.
inputs.
1 to n. 1 if it is 10 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 to n is n. Here past inputs will be from 1 to m. What will be that? M. Isn't it?
0 to m, so
0 to
it should
m
be
to 1.
No, 0 to m, but when it comes to 0th term, it is the present input. I just asked how many past inputs it is dependent on.
okay, then it should be m.
It is from 1, yes, 1, 2, 3, like that up till m, so it is m. Now these causal systems are the ones that are practically realizable because we do not depend on the future signals. So our current system, for this, the future output doesn't matter. So any movies you have seen, Purbasha, you said you saw Inception, na? Not Inception, some other movie, I forgot.
Interstellar.
So there was this future person coming, the future father was coming and sending the signal through Morse code.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
that is a causal or a non-causal?
Non-causal.
Non-causal, because the future was coming and sending the signal. We cannot have that. So we can just have some movie like King Kong, Godzilla. What is that? The past, it's coming back. The past titans, they are coming. So past is okay for us, okay? So
Ma'am, what is the general way we can show a signal in the form of a definition of causal?
causal systems, causal signal or causal systems?
Ma'am, ma'am, this is a causal signal, right,
System.
ma'am?
We are doing for causal systems. We are doing for linear
No,
systems.
sorry,
We are
yes,
doing.
ma'am. Sorry, yes, ma'am. Ma'am, a causal system, ma'am. How to show
Yes,
that?
this is a general. This is, you can keep this up till infinity. This one up till infinity also. Or this really works fine.
Ma'am, what is the definition in the continuous domain?
Yes. See here, this n will be represented, will be changed by t, and summation gets changed, replaced by what?
Integration, I guess.
Yes. So you have to change, keep the limits from 0 to m, xt dt, ai xt dt. Okay, to answer your question, let us look at something where integration is happening, okay? Will that be the 9th problem? Will that be the 9th problem or
Yes, ma'am.
10th? 9th. 9th will be yt is equal to integration of
It should be 10th. It should be 10th problem.
Oh, it should be the 10th problem. Okay, in that why I picked up King Kong movie was that because they were something coming from the past. And if you look at some ordinary movie, what can we talk of some ordinary movie? Normal movie, I don't know. So those are just having present input as the output. Yt is equal to t equal to -1 to 1 h tau xt minus tau d tau. We are integrating with respect to tau. Is it a causal system?
No, ma'am. If we put t equal to -1, uh, no, ma'am. It's causal.
Ma'am, limits T or tau,
Causal.
ma'am?
Ma'am, on
Tau tau.
the limits
-1 to
-1
1.
to 0.
-1 to
Ma'am,
yes.
if tau is limit, then it's not causal, because if we put t tau negative, then it will come xt plus something, which will give us a future value, which cannot be causal.
Perfect. Very good.
Yes, ma'am.
So future value is coming. So system is non-causal.
Yes.
Or let us look at something very simple, since we were look for some examples with integration.
Ma'am, can you explain that once again?
Yes, the limit was from -1 to +1. So that for the time when it was t plus something, there are two parts, -1 to 0 and 0 to +1. So that tau part, h tau, it was becoming tau plus something, that is t plus something. So future was coming into picture. So the system was becoming non-causal. When look at this particular example, yt is equal to x 5 minus t. Very simple one. Is it causal or non-causal?
Non-causal system, ma'am.
Ma'am, non-causal
If we
system,
put
ma'am.
t negative, then it will give us.
Perfect. T can
Yes,
be, yes, when we put t negative, this becomes 5
Yes,
plus t,
ma'am.
that is
Future.
future. Instead of, I can have t or some values less than t. I cannot have some value more than t. But here it was coming 5 plus t, that is 5 values more than t. So it is depending on future input, hence the system is non-causal.
Ma'am, any
Perfect.
value till -infinity to 5.
Hmm?
Ma'am, any
Yes.
value till -infinity to 5.
Yes, because after that it becomes more than that. So that's what I'm just saying, that if the value exceeds t, then we have a future input coming into play. So that becomes it a non-causal system.
Ma'am, what if we put t greater than 5?
T greater than 5, but t greater positive or negative, that you have to say.
Positive.
Positive. Suppose t is 8 over here. This is x of
It will
minus
be past.
3. So that is a past input. Yes, correct. It will be past. So when t is negative, then only we are seeing this problem coming into picture. This
Ma'am,
becomes 5 plus.
this can be a
Huh?
causal signal if we define this in the discrete domain and change the time
So
duration.
that becomes a different signal, a different problem. This one is a
Yeah.
different problem.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, you said that for a for causality, we have the present output should depend on the past and the present input, right?
May depend. It's not that every values have to be present. Some may not be there.
Okay, ma'am.
So it's a function, means some the coefficients ai's and bi's we had written over there. Some may be not present. That is ai's and bi's can be 0. Now let us look at yn is equal to, what can we say? Is the system causal? And homework is
It's
checked
always
for,
causal.
yes, ma'am.
Is the system causal?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
This is not causal because
No,
n
ma'am.
squared.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Not
Because it's
causal.
For the
future.
in greater than one, it will give future values.
Future value. Yes.
Future, correct. And check for LTI. That is as a homework, okay?
It's not linear, ma'am.
It's not
That you
linear
check as
as
homework.
there is n square.
Yes, ma'am.
LTI property, all the three, additivity, homogeneity, and time invariance, you have to check. Now let us quickly look at some other problem. Something very simple, that is memory. What do you understand by memory? Have you started with basic electronics?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So have you seen how this latch or those things, flip-flops, have you seen those flip-flops or not yet?
I'm not yet.
Not yet, ma'am.
Have you done that in your class 12?
No, ma'am.
Ma'am,
Okay.
flip flop. Maybe yes. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. It's not
For
in the
some
syllabus.
boards might be, I don't know. Okay, so now memory, if a system is having memory, how will you say if it's having memory? Memory means you have something to store the values. Now, if the current output is dependent only on the current input, then the system is having no memory. But if the current output is dependent on past, future input or output, the system is said to be having memory, or it is said to be dynamic. So system is having memory if it depends on past, future inputs and outputs. Means memory means something where you store the value. If it is past, it is x minus 1 or y n minus, if it is xt minus 100 or y n minus 5 or y n plus 5, everything you need a memory, a storage element. But if it is xt yn, you just take the present state. So there is no memory involved over here. But when we want something which is not current, so we need to store it. Got it? Memory. So if a system is causal, you cannot say about if it is a memoryless system or not. If a system is non-causal, will it be having memory or will it be a memoryless system?
Ma'am, can you explain this once more, please? It's an
Sure.
internet problem.
Memory. Okay.
As non-causal is future dependent, so it should have some memory.
Give me a moment. A system is said to be having a memory if its present output depends on past or future inputs and past or future outputs. It is because these are all shift registers, you're involving memory cells. Means what will be xn minus 10? You have to think and say, right? You have to pick up from some other register. But if it is just perfectly online procedure, means whatever is coming as the input, you give as the output. That is, it's like a tap water you have opened, and whenever you have opened, whatever water you're having, that is the signal. Now, if you store the tap water in a bucket, that is having a memory. You are utilizing the bucket. Got it? So a system is said to be having a memory if its a present output depends on past or future inputs or past or future outputs. And if it is just depending on the current input, the system is said to be without memory. Current input means it can be xn, it can be 0.1 xn, it can be 10 times xn. Means whatever these expressions are, I am just utilizing the present input. Nowhere I am
out of bracket.
now.
All should be out of bracket.
What should be out of bracket? This one here?
I mean, all the functions should be, yes, ma'am. We can multiply with any scalar out of the bracket.
Means
But we
only the
cannot put
time.
n minus
Yes.
k or n.
Yes, correct. Means it is either xn or xt. In the bracket, it should be only n or t. No, that's what you meant, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this part you have all got it. Very simple. Now for all the problems that we have seen, you just check how many systems are having memory and how many are not. That will be as homework. So if it is xn plus, there was one problem, na 3xn plus 4xn minus 1. Is that having memory?
Yes, ma'am. As n minus 1, so we should have the memory of.
No, ma'am. 3xn.
Not 3xn
Depends
plus
on
4.
present.
No, it was having 3xn
For
plus
the
4xn
second
minus
part,
1.
minus 4x. Yes, ma'am. For n minus 1, it should have some memory for the past.
Yes, yes, correct. And if it is cos xt, sin xt,
No, ma'am. It's there is no memory.
there is no memory, because whatever you have it at the instant t, that is only is the output. So the system is not having a memory.
If we put cos 2t, then it have some memory or not? Like n into t or lambda into
Yes,
t.
so cos 2t means if your t is 2, you are considering cos 4. Cos 4 means it's not 2, it's 4. So it is having a memory. Look at this. Xt plus 5. Is it a memoryless system? I think this is 12.
Yes, ma'am.
Is this?
That would have.
It is. It doesn't have memory because I am performing the addition operation, but on xt. If I put x t plus 5, it is having memory. But if it is
Yes, ma'am,
xt,
having
it
memory.
is not having memory. So that cos 2t
Ma'am,
or sin. Baba? Yes, please.
ma'am,
so-
if we have a function like cos of x plus capital T, where T is the period,
Cos of? Can
what
you
is
write
it?
it down? I'm not
X
able.
plus capital T, like
Cos of x plus capital T, is it?
plus capital T.
So x, cos x of something.
Basically, X plus period. The capital T is the period.
It have some memory.
So that's a particular value you are saying.
Is
Is this function what you have said? Have I written it correctly, or can you Write the function and share it with us. Is my voice breaking?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Her voice was breaking, na?
No, ma'am.
I'm actually not able to understand the expression she was trying to say. Can you please
Ma'am,
tell us?
ma'am, she wrote in the text in the chat box cos of x plus t, where t is the time period. That is what I guess.
So x is x. So x is the time for you, time variable. So you mean to say it is cos
Yes, ma'am.
small t
Yes, ma'am.
plus
Small
capital
t
T?
plus capital. Sorry. Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So it is small t plus capital T. Yt. So suppose you want to evaluate it at the time period 1, okay, y1, yt. Now it is capital T is making the value large, so definitely the system is having a memory. That's plus capital T, that time period. Sorry, sorry. It's a periodic function, so you have to simplify it. It's a periodic function. You have to simplify it. It's a
It
periodic
doesn't have
function, so
memory, I think.
it is the same. Sorry, it's the same. It's a periodic function. If you simplify it, you will see that it is depending only on small t function.
Okay, ma'am. So we first simplify it.
Yes, you need to simplify it. If it instead
Okay,
of that
ma'am.
time period capital T, if it was some other random number, definitely it was having a memory. But what if so T time period means it is repeating same thing, na? It is a periodic function. After one time period, it cos small t plus capital T is equal to cos of small t if the period is t. It is like cos theta is equal to cos 2 pi plus theta. So your capital T is 2 pi over here. So the function, even if you're writing x, whatever, your function is cos of small t plus capital T. Is it? So if t is the time period, it is equivalent to 2 pi. So that is equal to cos of t. Yes, and we'll see, yes, correct, Rahul, that's what. And we will see that it is not having a memory. Capital T is 2 pi, equivalent to 2 pi, so it is repeating, so it is cos t and it is not having a memory.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Ma'am,
Thanks for bringing up this problem. Huh, yes?
any function which has been like shrunk or like multiplied, like that type of function is not having a memory, right? Like cos of kt or something, which is not
Shrunk
linear.
means shrunk in amplitude or shrunk in the time
Shrunk
frame.
in the time frame, ma'am. And the time,
Can you just give one particular example, like the mathematical function?
ma'am, any trigonometric uh, function which is multiplied by k, I mean, sine of kt, cos of kt.
Yes, ma'am, it has some memory because if k is not equal to 1, then less than 1, we should have some past memory, and for the greater than 1, we should have some future memory.
Yes, until and unless it is not a multiple of the time period. For those trigonometric identities, there was something, right, when it is not a multiple, this, that. Because see, her problem here was t is a time period. So it is evaluating the same to the same function. If instead of this capital T, it was some other value which was not the time period, then it would have been having a memory. So you have to check for that. For trigonometric identities, if you have to check those multiples, how is it behaving? Is it bringing it to be the same function, simplifying it? So that's what Rahul had written in the chat box. We'll go with that's the rule.
Ma'am, for linear functions, like functions which are linear and time variant, for
They
them,
can be having memory.
they will have memory, right, ma'am? Or
No,
Like,
not will. They can. If I have the system to be y equal to xt, it is a memoryless system. If I have the system to be y equal to xt plus xt minus 1, it is having a memory. So
okay,
LTI
ma'am.
and memory are not interconnected. There are some few special cases where you can go with the rule of thumb, but these are different properties. It's like you are seeing the various aspects. If everything could have been related, then we will not have. It is not guaranteed. Yes, that's what. These are all different aspects to look at. So when we classify the plants, what were we doing? It was like one was these herbs, bushes, shrubs, trees, like that, or it can be monocotyledonous or dicotyledonous. Means we are looking at the same thing but different. We are classifying it according to different properties, different rules. So here LTI is one way of looking at things. Memory, having memory or not, is another way of looking at the system. So memory means you need to have some storage elements, so that will increase your cost. So those things needs to be figured out before designing the system. Now there are other problems, invertibility and stability, but I think stability requires lot of or little more time than the. Let's look at invertibility and then we'll finish off. Give some more time. Let's look at invertibility. What is invertibility or inversion? Invert, right? Invertibility or inversion or invert. From invert, it is coming invertibility. So what does this mean? That if we have xn or xt, can we obtain yt from it? It's like inversion. If you can, you invert it. Just a minute. Have you done those fields and rings, all those things?
Ma'am, can you repeat what you said? Ma'am, I could not hear. Like, I'm sorry.
Yes. So it's like when we have a system H, is the system system H is the system transfer function. Is it invertible or not? That whether it is H inverse, if you do basically what we are having, Yn we are having, we are perform the Xn, the system, the signal goes through the system H to give the signal Yn. So can we pass this Yn through a system H inverse and get it Xn? It's like back calculation in the simplest way to understand. So from when we
Can
have
you
the
repeat?
output,
I'm taking output
yeah,
as input and
if
getting input as output.
yes,
I mean,
yes.
ma'am, it
So
is
it's like if we have
true for
no
any.
Anubhav,
Ma'am, it is true for any linear polynomial, I guess.
it will depend.
At least the simplest cases.
Yes, simplest cases it will be true. It's like when we have Yn, means we are having a system H where we give the input Xn and get the output Yn. Now, if we can obtain the function H inverse such that when we put pass Yn and we get the output as Xn, then the system is said to be invertible.
It's like
This will be finished.
if we take a function f(x) equal to cos x, then its invertible function should be cos inverse. Like if we apply on the
Yes,
output, then it will
but
get
they
the
Cos is a periodic function, so multiple values are possible.
Yes, ma'am.
So now let us again do that movie example so that it is easier for us to grasp. How many of you have watched Narnia? Did anyone watch Narnia? Okay, Harshal, you have watched it. So when they come back, though in Narnia a lot of time was passing, when they come back here, a small time was passing. So basically, when they were in Narnia, the people they went to some cupboard or something or wardrobe. They went into a mythical land, a magical land, and their aging was happening. But when they were coming, suppose they aged there by 20 years, but when they come back to the original world, the aging was by say 6 months or 1 year, like that. So there, yes, so the system was not invertible. If they would have come back at the same time instant, at the same age, it would have been invertible. Probably Inception. Yes, Inception. They were coming back in time, real time. Means when they went, they were coming back at that time. So invertible means we are sending the signal xt through h. Then if we are able to obtain h inverse such that this output yt gives back the original signal xt, then the system is said to be invertible.
It's like modulus and demodulus.
Okay, can you just specify it? Now let us look at a very simple example of an invertible system. Let me just scale it, 2xn plus 5. So if I know yn, I can obtain xn. What will be xn? What will be my
Yes,
h
ma'am.
inverse function?
Yn minus 5 by 2 whole by 2.
Correct. Very good. So, so let's finish it over here. Or okay, let's look at some. This is the problem number 13. 13 or 14?
13.
Ma'am, 13,
13.
ma'am.
Okay. Is this invertible?
Yes, ma'am, but no,
No.
ma'am. Plus minus will
No,
be
ma'am, plus minus.
like
Yes, correct.
different values.
Non-invertible.
Non-invertible. So that we were talking of those cos functions, sine functions. Are they invertible?
Not no, ma'am, because there should be like different values. But if we fix some range, then it should be invertible.
Perfect. So let us finish today's class over here. We'll meet again on Wednesday. We will look into the stability of a system. So what all things we covered today? We covered.
Ma'am, one last question, ma'am. Can you
Hmm,
repeat what you said about the invertible function because I could not hear due to
okay,
internet.
is my network bad? Then I can.
Ma'am, my network is a problem actually.
Okay, no problem. So let us. What is an invertible system? Invertible system is when we. What did we see the system to be? we had defined a system where we were giving a signal xt to the system and getting the signal yt as the output. Now, if we take the same signal yt as the input and pass it through a system h of inverse t such that you get the output as x of t, then the system h of t or h, let us just put h inverse for clarity's sake, then the system h is said to be invertible. I'll repeat it. If I have a system H such that it takes in the signal xt as input and gives the signal yt as output. If I can have another system H inverse such that if I have yt as the input, I get xt as the output, then the system H is said to be invertible. It is like the definition is similar to what you had done for the inversion. Have you studied those rings and fields and group theory? In engineering mathematics? You have studied.
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm? So how was that inversion defined over here? Some A and B were coming into picture. So B is said to be the inverse of A,
Yes,
like
ma'am.
that they were defining. Similarly, instead of H inverse, you can have that G. So I will repeat once again. I have a system H. I am giving the input as xt and getting the output yt. If I have another system G or H inverse, whatever it is, which takes an input as yt and gives the output as xt, then the signal then the system H is said to be invertible. So when we look at this yt is equal to xt whole square, what will be xt? Xt will be plus minus of square root of yt. That means no unique values are coming. Means if I look at yt, I will not know what was xt. So this system
But
is not invertible.
but if it is cube, then we can solve it. Like it will be invertible.
Yes, then that will be a different example. If it is to the power 4, again a different example. Is it invertible or non-invertible?
Non-invertible. For x to the power 2n, it's not invertible. For 2n plus 1, like odd values, it will be invertible.
Okay, so let's finish today's class over here. I will be giving you some homework because we have covered lots today, different types of systems. I will be giving you some homework and sharing it in the classroom section as assignment. Okay, bye-bye.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, we are not in the
Thank you,
classroom.
ma'am.
You're not in the classroom?
No, ma'am. I mailed you about it long time ago.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Actually, your name was not there in that roll sheet. Sonu
Yeah,
and
ma'am. I
you
registered late. Yeah, ma'am. The three of us from last year registered late, ma'am.
haven't got your name. Even in the revised one, we just got the people of the. Can you just now there can be 2 or 3 more people who are still not in the classroom. Can you compile all the mail IDs and send me?
Okay, ma'am. I'll ask Purvasha to make the list.
Even you can mail me.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay.